Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 13. Today's sketch for day 20 is created by Rebecca Lockhart. She has 3 photo placement and a bunch of beautiful floral elements around here. And I have 3 photos. Not a whole lot of flowers in the pattern paper that I chose. And you're going to notice that everything is in black and white because I am combining today's sketch with Rainbow Magic. And our color for the month of October is black and white. And so I kind of cheated and I pulled out my Freckled Fawn kit. I had a couple 6x8 kits from them, and I believe in January of every year, their kits happen to be black and white. And so everything in it is black and white. And so I have alphas, I have some label stickers, I have some enamel hearts, or maybe those are puffy hearts. And I think these are washi stickers. And I also pulled out some really old basic gray rub-ons. I don't know that I'm going to actually use these or not, and I don't know how this layout's going to end up, but this is the goal with Rainbow Magic. I also pulled out my Vicki Boutin's cardstock black foundation mixed media paper. I have not even opened this yet, so hopefully I will be able to get some beautiful mixed media on here, and I will be right back to do that mixed media on camera. But I just wanted to say, I think I'm going to be pulling in some flowers from my flower photo box in black or white, and white. We'll see. So I'll be right back. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stencil to put a floral element to mimic what's in the sketch on each side, top left and bottom right of this cardstock. This is Solar Paste. It is called Golden Hour, and we are allowed to use metallics and neutrals on our Rainbow Magic layouts when we scrapbook with a specific color. I'm not sure how that's going to work when we actually do metallics layout, but anyway, I'm just kind of spreading this texture paste all over the stencil in the corner. It doesn't have to be perfect, nor does it have to be even. It's just to create that look that is on the sketch. And I really like how this looks on the layout. It just brings a whole lot of pretty depth to the background. I don't often play with black cardstock as my background, so this is me challenging myself to do that. Now you're going to notice that in places I got some of the texture paste where I didn't really want it, and that is okay because I'm going to be adding flowers and stuff around those elements once it dries, and you're not even going to see that. So I've allowed my background to dry, and now I am actually just going to show you how I'm handling these washi stickers. Washi is actually not one of my favorite things to play with, especially not something like this, because these tear really easily, and so I find them really hard to use. And so what I'm doing is I'm placing them on vellum, and then I'm going to fussy cut those out, and that way I can glue them down where I want them, and still be able to flip up the butterfly wings. The washi half doilies don't matter quite as much as the butterflies, but I went ahead and put those on the vellum as well because I wanted to cut out that outline of the white vellum from around those edges so that you couldn't see them. And so all I'm doing is just fussy cutting these butterflies. Now off camera I do pull in those last 2 butterflies on the layout, and you'll see that later, and I will put those on the the vellum as well and fussy cut them. So I don't know if you noticed, but when I was putting that stenciling on, I didn't move my stencil up past the top of that cardstock. So I had a pretty thick black line above my stenciling. I had considered cutting it off and then just matting this with some black and white pattern paper, but that required me to have to dig for a full sheet of black and white paper, and to be honest, I was just really lazy and didn't want to do that. So what I did is I just took my spatula and I just spread some more of that solar paste up there to cover up that edge, and that way it's at least covered and it doesn't look so out of place. I am putting that doily up there, and I think I put a butterfly up there too, so it kind of partially covers up my boo-boo, but that is one way to fix your boo-boo, and then you just move along. So it has taken me quite a bit of time to cut out these butterflies. I'm trying to be as careful as possible. I really like the look of these washi butterflies on the vellum. The vellum actually makes the butterflies a little less fragile, is what I was trying to say, and makes it easier to handle them on a page. I am also getting ready to start matting my photos. I am going to pull in the 6x8 black and white heart pattern paper, and I'm going to tear the top and bottom edges of this pattern paper. I saw that there looked to be some paper tearing on the sketch, and so I wanted to get that on there, but I'm not going to tear the entire sheet because it's not wide enough for me to do that and still have the margin that I want around my photos, unless I turned that pattern paper to the side, and then the hearts would be on the side, and I didn't like that look. So I'm just going to tear the top and bottom of this. I'm going to measure it up, kind of eyeball where I want to tear next, and then I'm going to mat my photos in that diagonal black and white stripe pattern paper as well. I actually thought that I would use more of the pattern paper on here than I did, but when I was looking through the little stack that I set aside to use, most of it was more black and white versus white and black, and it was disappearing on my black cardstock. I guess maybe I should have used a white cardstock. I really struggled with this layout for some reason today, and it ended up getting completed, but it's not really one of my favorites. And I guess we all have those, and so I didn't just delete the video and redo it, partially because I don't have time, and partially because it's okay to not completely love all of your creations, and maybe when you go back another day, you might like them better. We'll see if that's the case for me here. I am distressing that large photo mat, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my photos on top just to get an idea of placement. I did have 3 photos in this series, but I decided to just do 2 because of how large my 3 photos were, and I didn't have digital copies to make them smaller and to get better quality ones. The one of my sister with her son is actually lit very well and printed okay through these are off of one of those Groove books that I keep complaining about, but the other one of the 3 kids is not as clear and the lighting's a little bit weird, and I think that if I'd had the digital copy of that one and then the one of just her daughter, that maybe I could reprint them in a way and edit that lighting enough that they would be visible better, but I didn't have access to them, and my sister didn't know if she had them either. So anyway, I'm going to start playing with all of these flowers. I just pulled out the white Ziploc baggie of flowers for now, and I'm just kind of playing with them, kind of creating a wraparound on my photo mat of the flowers, but also trying to cover up some of the corners of my texture paste where it ended abruptly and then skipped. I also really struggle with this title, and The only part that I end up keeping is this part that I'm getting ready to put on there now. I think this is a set of Dear Lizzie or maybe even Chamel Thickers Phrase pack. I'm not sure which they are. It could even be Amy Tangerine. I'm not sure because they were opened and I don't know which collection they came from. I keep that. And now I'm going to pull out a couple of labels from here, and I'm going to put those on there so that I know where to put my journaling. And I don't journal on this layout before I take the finished photos because I needed to find out for my sister what event this was. I didn't want to put the wrong thing down on here and you know, it be permanent because I don't have another set of labels to cover it up with. Now I'm going to pull out my puffy stickers and I'm going to play with some of those. I'm going to use a lot of the white ones around my floral elements, and then I will put a couple black ones on those labels at the beginning of one and at the end of the other, just for an additional added decoration. These puffy heart stickers will need to be re-glued with liquid glue because they don't stick well. And I find that to be the case with most puffy stickers. It's not just this brand, but most. So here's where I'm kind of playing with the title. I wanted to use the little alphas that came with this black and white freckled fawn kit, and they disappeared on the pattern paper. They were just too thin. And so I'm thinking about what else I'm going to put on there as a title. And I thought, oh, well, let's play with these old basic gray rub-ons. I try to put one on this lower edge. Not going to happen. They turned to powder rather than rubbing off like they're supposed to. And I end up just tossing all 3 packs. Again, I hate wasted product. But when something doesn't work, there's no point in trying to save it. And so, yeah, see, it just rubs right off. It leaves a little bit there, but I'm going to put some white splatters on there. You're not going to be able to tell what those are. I'm doing a lot of shaking of my light. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do with that doily up top. I know that I want that doily there. I like it there. And I keep trying to add stuff. The flowers look okay, but it's not really what I wanted. And here's where I pull in my baggie of black flowers, or mostly black flowers. I think these are more of a charcoal color with, they've got like some gold crackling on them. They're actually really cool looking. I am kind of curious where they came from because I would like to get some more of them. So I have now, I think, glued down most everything, and I'm going to play with this title. And I first put lots of, so that it says lots of hugs and kisses. I didn't like it. It didn't look right. The title just looked wonky to me. And these are some more letters that I'm running out of vowels. And I think the O that I'm using is actually a 0. And of course that makes it bigger than the other letters. I just really struggled with it. And you saw my husband's finger come in. He pointed at that one to tell me that I could probably make that a T. And it does work, but I still just do not like how this looks. And I remove lots of, and you'll see in a minute, I put something else there instead. Luckily, these foam type thickers move around pretty easily. I have not added any more butterflies yet, but I do add some more butterflies, and I may end up doing that part off camera. So while I'm trying to think about what I'm doing with that title, because I just don't like it, I am going to go ahead and get these white splatters on here. And this is Delusions White Linen. It is my favorite white spray. It makes beautiful splatters. I think the other white spray that I have by Studio Calico disappears on dark paper. It just doesn't work. And this Delusions White Linen appears well on everything. All right, I got this layout completed, and I am going to admit it's not my favorite, but it's completed, and I was able to use up some really old stash, except for those rub-ons, which I ended up just putting in the trash because they didn't work at all. You saw I tried to put them on here, and then they just wiped away like powder. So That's a learning point, my friends. Use your rub-ons before they go bad, because they go bad fast. Actually, probably not so fast, because I think those are older than 2010. I want to say that I got them in 2007, 2008 time frame. So they were really old. Shame on me for not using them. They were in a drawer that didn't get opened very often. And then when I moved them out, I've been trying to use bits and pieces of them, and they don't always work. Some do, some don't. Anyway, I ended up changing my title to just say hugs and kisses, all the way across the top. The lots of hugs and kisses, didn't look right to my eyes, so I had to change it. I also went ahead and I added 2 more butterflies here and here. So, and then I added another one of the doilies that you saw me put on that vellum at the beginning of the video. I wasn't going to use it, but then I decided, I needed something here and here to kind of draw your eyes across. And that looks pretty good. And I love the little white puffy hearts. They're pretty cool. They do have to be glued on because they don't stick, which happens with puffy stickers. It's just something I have learned to expect. I will have to add journaling after I talk to my sister and find out what the occasion was. I believe this was a homeschool group dance that they were heading off to, and I believe she was probably chaperoning. But I'll ask her to be sure. These photos were taken at the beginning of 2016, so hopefully she'll remember what they're for. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you. If you have any comments, drop them below. I will get back to you. I try to do that within 24 hours of seeing a comment. Sometimes one slides by. I've gotten a few comments that YouTube didn't notify me they were there. Oops. And I didn't get back with those people as quickly as I normally do because of that. So I do try to make sure I check daily and answer them daily. I also want you to check out those playlists below. There is a playlist for 30 Days of Sketches, and there is a playlist for Rainbow Magic. 30 Days of Sketches is for the entire month of October. It has everybody's work on it up to this point, and the Rainbow Magic is actually for the entire 2023 year. All of the Rainbow Magic videos from all of the creators are going to be on this for all year long, so just if you want to see any of the others that I have completed, you can click on that playlist and watch some more of mine. And plus there's some amazing creators in this hop, so make sure you check out a few of theirs too. I want to thank Rebecca Lockhart for this beautiful sketch. I hope I did it justice, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy weekend. Bye.